everybody, welcome to my video today, you guys. I am running a day behind because instead of not having a video up on Wednesday for you guys, I will have one up on Wednesday. So this week I'll have a video up today, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday will all have videos. So I had to shift some things around, so I skipped Monday. So I hope you're having a great week, and we're gonna dive in and look at this really fun stamp set and die set. And this is the Smitten Mitten set, and you can get this as a bundle, which means when you bundle these two products together, you save 10%. So I have like 5 projects I'm going to show you guys, and we're going to make a card today. This is also the set that I'm using in my local class today. So I have a local card class, and that is tonight, and we'll be using this set to make some projects. And here is my sheet where everything has been stamped and die cut. And this is nice to be able to see what is what within the die set, because the die set has all these tiny little pieces, and sometimes it is hard to figure out kind of what does what. And definitely in this piece, in this die set, there are some pieces that just do some embossing. So there's that piece right there. There's that piece right there, and then there's a couple over here. It's kind of hard to catch it on that black cardstock, but those are pieces that just emboss, and so they can feel a little weird when you start working with them. You can feel like, what does this do? So here it's stamped in red, so all the things that are stamped in red you're gonna find in the stamp set. And this is a great set. I love these pieces right here to do borders. And you'll see that in one of our projects. And then, of course, we have the mittens. And this is my favorite mitten right here. It looks really cute, layered, like with a color underneath. So let me show you our projects, and then let's make our card. So these 3 projects right here will be the projects that we're making in class tonight. So I have this really cute box. This is a box that Stampin' UP had years ago, and I just happen to have a ton of them, and I kind of want to get rid of them. So we're making this cute box tonight. We have some of the music paper right here, and then we have this tag that we created, and we used that as a border. And then we have this cute mitten and some gold baker's twine that is retired but looks beautiful with the Be Merry designer paper and this mitten set. So we have the box, and it just slides out like this, and you can fill it with goodies. And then we have this card right here. This is just using the Be Merry designer paper, and then we have these little mittens, and what I did is I twisted this right here, tucked it under the flag so that it's kind of twisted up like that. And then we have this one where the mittens are holding a cup of coffee. So all 3 of these projects will be done in my local class. And then if you come back tomorrow, all of this is going to be part of my Classes to Go kit, and you'll see all of that tomorrow. And then I have 2 other cards to show you guys, and we're going to make one of them. So here is one of my favorite things to do, is make these window cards. So what I did is I used a window sheet, and so it's clear. I used those tiny little mittens, and then some more gold baker's twine, and then this is just the Be Merry designer paper. And then this is the music paper right in here, which is really cute. It goes, the Be Merry designer paper and the music paper coordinate really well together. You can get lots of different projects done with those. And then this is the card that we're doing today. And we have some of that Be Merry designer paper and then a couple mittens. So let's dive in and get started creating this. So what I have here are all my pieces ready to go. We're going to start with a Whisper White card base. And this is because I am running out of cardstock, you guys. I ran out of cherry cobbler, crumb cake, and early espresso, and my garden green is getting really low. It seems like I always run out of cardstock all at the same time. So one of the things that you can do with this stamp set, and it makes it really nice if you have a MISTI or a stamping platform, is to do some repeat stamping. So what I did to create this part is I just put my Smitten stamp set right here in my Misty, and then I just stamped it down, and then I would just move my cardstock and then stamp it again and then move it over and stamp it again, and then that helped everything line up and it gave me a cool background. So originally when I put this card together, I thought that my background was going to show a little bit more. What I realized is it really didn't show enough. So I scrapped that idea and we moved on. So here's my card front. And then here's some pieces. So this is the piece of Be Merry designer paper that has all the mittens on it. And that's super cute. This is going to be 4 1/4, and then it's going to be 3 inches. And it's really easy just to layer this piece down. And the thing that I really like about this Be Merry designer paper is it's the traditional red and green colors, and those are my favorite for Christmas. So the next piece that we're going to do is just this green piece, which is just another piece of that Be Merry paper. It has great solid red and green patterns. So putting together projects and cards, it's going to be easy to coordinate. One of my favorite patterns is the pattern we have here in the box. And it has all of these shapes on there, and then it's with the red, and I think that's really beautiful with the white, like stitched. They look like ornaments. Okay, so the very next thing we have is a piece of crumb cake, and what I paired this with was this embossing folder. I almost didn't get this embossing folder, and I'm so glad I did, because the detail that you get when you use this embossing folder is super cute. And it gives this stitched look, and I think it will be really amazing for things other than Christmas. I don't think that this is just a Christmas embossing folder. I think you can use it for lots of different things. So this is a piece of crumb cake, and it measures 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. That's a really easy layer. And this really embosses. Like, you can really see that embossed shape, and you could use either side. This is going to be a little bit flatter here, and then this is going to be a little bit raised. So whenever you're putting adhesive on a piece of cardstock or designer paper that you have embossed, you're going to want to be a little bit heavy-handed with your adhesive, because it's gonna, that cardstock is gonna it's gonna have a tendency to curl or pull up. So I'm putting this just over, well, you could put it in the middle or you could put it over to the side. We'll put it right in the middle here. 3 by 4 or 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 is a great layer to put on a card. And you could pop this piece up. So the next thing that we're going to do is I have a little white flag. I have this little white piece of cardstock. Now it's cut at 4 right now, but I'm probably going to trim that down. I like to leave a little bit extra on things that I'm flagging in case I do the flag wrong in the beginning. I can always cut it down and redo the flag. So I grabbed my Hearts Come Home stamp set because I loved the sentiment. Enjoy the warmth of the season. I thought it was perfect for this card. So I'm going to grab my Cherry Cobbler ink, and we're going to stamp the sentiment. My sticker is not on there because I was sort of in a hurry. So I'm just going to line this up here. And with my Cherry Cobbler ink, what I'm realizing is that it stays a little bit wet on this Whisper White cardstock. So I've smeared this ink several times on different projects I've been working on. So I'm just going to try to be careful, and we're going to set it aside to dry. That's why I wanted to stamp it first, is so we can set it aside. Okay, so next let's work on our mittens when I have you all zoomed in. So this I cut out in white cardstock. I was having problems with dies, these intricate dies cutting all the way through. And what I realized is that I needed a new Big Shot. So I had my Big Shot about 8 years, and what I realized is that it just was not cutting everything all the way through. So sometimes if you have pieces that aren't and you're consistently having that problem, it could be that it's time to replace your Big Shot. I use mine a ton for classes and it gets a ton of use, and so it was just needing to be replaced. So what I'm going to do is I'll do this one on camera with you. I'll do this other one off camera, and then we'll finish putting the card together. So I'm just going to layer the red and the white. And on my box here, I have a green one layered. So you can see how this works really nicely with different colors. I'm just using my fine tip glue, and I'm not even putting a ton on here or on every little place. I really am just putting it in the middle, on the top, and then there on the thumb. We'll layer that together. And then the very last step for this mitten is I'm going to take some green solid baker's twine. I love baker's twine, and I tend to pick it up whenever we have it in the catalog. I tend to pick up, and then I have a bunch of it. And like in this case, I have some solid green. I have that really beautiful gold, and that was from last year or the year before. It was in the catalog. So I just tend to like baker's twine, and it's a great thing to put on projects like this. So what I'm going to do is just wrap this around a couple times. And then what I like to do is just tuck the twine underneath and then tie a bow. Alright guys, so I just finished up my little mittens, and they're super cute. And I brought my card front back, or my card front back over, and then we'll go ahead and attach this to our card base. I always have a ton of Whisper White on hand. I always have 10 to 12 packs of Whisper White on hand. So when I was running out of my cherry cobbler, I just decided to do that card front and then attach it to a white base. That way it's easier to write in. It's nice and crisp and white inside. You can write your message inside. And then it also helped me save the cherry cobbler, so I would have enough to do all of my kits for my class. So here I'm going to attach my mittens, and I love popping these up. A little foam tape right on the back of these. And for this one, I did them this way. And I wanted them to hang off of that crumb cake a little bit. And then we can take our sentiment, which I hope is completely dry and won't smear. And I just attached that right here to the bottom. You can tuck under those mittens. So that is my card for today. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing these projects. Make sure you head back here tomorrow and you can see more about my classes on the go and how to get all 3 of these projects that you can make at home. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.